Hello, and welcome to Marketing Magic Mondays. I'm your host, Stephen Westwood. If you are looking to grow your business or want to learn more about marketing, then I highly suggest you hit that subscribe button, as I'm here for you every Monday. Now, last week I gave you an overview as to what marketing is, the breakdown of communication, and the different ways you can segment your market to target your communication in order to start your marketing strategy. This week we're going to take a more in-depth look at market segmentation. Specifically, what is geographic segmentation? What are the factors involved with geographic segmentation? And how you can actually implement it to grow your business. Okay, so geographic segmentation involves segmenting your audience by where they live or work. Now, there are 6 factors when it comes to geographical segmentation. Okay, so the first one is location. What country are they in? What state are they in? What city are they in? What is their area zip code? You can break it down by that locational data. The next one is time zones. Okay, time zones is obviously what time zone they live in. GMT, GMT plus 1, GMT minus 1, GMT. The third one is their climate and season. Okay, so obviously what you market to somebody in the tropics would be very different to somebody in the tundra. Again, season plays a big factor because not all of the climates have the same sort of seasons. The fourth one is cultural preferences. The fifth one is the language that they speak. The sixth one is the population type and density. So that's where we were looking at urban versus rural. Now, there's quite a lot of benefits when it comes to segmenting your market through geographic segmentation. The first one is it's very easy to implement. Now, unlike psychographic or behavioral, there are fewer factors that you need to consider. So this offers you a quick and effective route to segmenting your market, which allows you to then personalize your messaging to that specific audience. The next benefit is that it actually helps you to building that relationship with the audience. If you can understand the locational issues that somebody might be facing, you will have a better way of communicating with them. This will directly link to them and they will be able to appreciate the content that you're putting out there a lot faster. Not only do you end up with better relationships, but the user experience or the customer experience greatly improves because you are able to target your products and services and tailor it to the specific needs of the people in the localized area. This again drives improved advertising efficiency and effectiveness and allows you to use that targeted advertising to get more bang for your buck. Okay, so basically the money that you plow into your advertising, you're going to reap more back because you're able to target that specific group in that specific location or in that specific season. So if this is so great, why don't more people or more businesses use it? Well, it depends on, first of all, the type of industry you're in and the type of business you have. It also depends on who your target market is. It can be really useful for specific businesses and industries. For example, a small business working in a localized area will massively benefit from using geographic segmentation and the factors involved in geographic segmentation to grow their business locally. It also means that smaller businesses are able to use their marketing budget more wisely by solely targeting localized areas and groups of people within those areas, as opposed to trying to do a whole global marketing strategy. Even bigger businesses will specialize in products that only serve a localized area. And this is because, geographically speaking, it caters to that area, it could cater to that culture, it could cater to that climate region. As an example, and the one that I gave last week, was that if you were a supplier of farm equipment, okay, such as harvesters or tractors or any kind of big machinery for farmers, then you're going to massively increase your sales and reduce your marketing budget if you target just those rural areas, as opposed to trying to target everybody in the whole world, or target people within an urban environment who have no need for those particular products or services. Now, if you are in a business where your products or services aren't dependent on regional specific variations, then geographic segmentation may not be for you. If you are a startup just starting out, then you may actually benefit from trying to target your local area first in terms of generating business and an income, so then you can increase your profits and then increase and expand your business that way. To give you a quick breakdown of those 6 parameters for segmenting your market through geographic factors, first of all, there was location. So this one's quite obvious. It is to do with the physical location of where your target market live or work. It does provide you with a lot of options. So you could be looking at city, you could be looking at urban, suburban, you could be looking at even an entire continent. It could link to new geographic locations where your business could expand. There isn't no limit really to how you decide to target your audience through location. On top of that, you've got climate. If you were to sell tyres and you had both summer and winter tyres, would you be selling those winter tyres to somebody in the Bahamas or closer to the equator? Chances are you won't, because they won't actually benefit from the way those tyres are designed. Those tyres are designed for ice and snow. So you would, of course, segment by geographic location in terms of the climates, the different climates. Again, if somebody were to live in the tundra, would you be selling swimwear and surfwear? No, you wouldn't. That's more likely to be near the coast and in warmer climates. When addressing your target markets in terms of culture, you need to understand the nuances of those different cultures. So, for example, in Western society, the colour red could mean passion or it could mean danger. Whereas in certain countries in Asia, the colour red actually symbolises wealth and good luck and good fortune. So it's definitely worth keeping in mind those cultural differences for the different locations that you're trying to target. More people will respond positively if you've taken that in mind. So then there's population. If you remember, population focuses on the density of the population and the population type. So if you had a brand that sold exercise equipment, chances are they're going to make a lot more sales based in a urban environment compared to based in a rural environment. So it's targeting those sorts of people. And then there's language. Okay, so language is very specific. Now, English is one of the most commonly used languages in the entire world, along with Spanish and French. But not every country and not everybody in every country speaks those specific languages. In the continent of Africa alone, there is over 50 countries and each country has its own specific language. In China, the number of languages that they speak is roughly around 302. So using the correct language to target your audience, again, will attract the right audience for your business. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to speak English. If we're going to look at some examples of brands and businesses that have targeted using these factors within geographic segmentation, then I would say that some of the best examples could be Oddbox in terms of location. When they started their food subscription service within Brighton, a lot of their advertising was focused on Brighton. It was highlighting Brighton in big bold letters, and it was in all of the social media targeting people that said that they lived in Brighton, utilising the ads that they'd already created for London and adapting them for Brighton as well. Now, if you were to look at McDonald's, for example, each country in McDonald's actually has a different menu. Yes, they have got the Big Mac to a big extent. It is the Big Mac. But each McDonald's in every country has a variation of the menu that links directly to the culture of that country. Using location as a factor when considering your target audience can help drive those sales in that specific area. Now, if we were to look at time zones, because of the internet, everybody has access to information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So how do we account for different time zones? How do we make sure that we're getting the correct information to people using their different time zones? Well, the first thing is, if we were to look at email marketing, for example. Now, email marketing is something that I will be discussing in more detail on a Thursday during my copywriting day. But email campaigns have to be considered through different time zones. It's pointless sending the same email in Sydney at the exact same time that you're going to send it in LA. People tend to open their emails first thing in the morning. So if you're going to have an effective multinational email campaign, then you need to be sending your emails at 7 a.m. across all time zones. Now, lots of businesses are segmenting their market based on climate and the season. So if you think about it, January is the month where they start selling holidays and discounting holidays or vacation if you're watching from the US for the summer months. Then after the summer months, you've got Halloween. So they start selling and advertising Halloween leading up to the month of October, between August and October. Then you have, in the US, you've got Thanksgiving, and over here you have Christmas coming up. So it's all to do with targeting those seasons. Now, when it comes to brands selling summer garden furniture, for example, they will wait until early spring when the weather starts to warm up. This will get people thinking about life outside. It will get them thinking about having those barbecues, having those people around, having those parties on their patios. It's all about selling that lifestyle for that particular season. When it comes to Christmas, it's very rare that you'll find somebody advertising Christmas on the beach. It usually involves some kind of rustic cabin, lots of fairy lights and greens and red, and snow, which is the key one there, snow, indicating Christmas happens in the winter, which in the northern hemisphere it does, but in the southern hemisphere it doesn't. So you need to have an idea as to those nuances, those differences when it comes to season. The other thing that a lot of brands do, and again I'm going to use McDonald's because I feel like they're really good at this, is when the weather is really hot, McDonald's will advertise, come and refresh yourself, it's very hot. They'll display the temperature. Come and get a refreshing cold drink. You know, they play on the seasons and use that as a way to draw in people. Now, if we're looking at culture again, and Haribo, they're quite a good one for this. They will take into consideration that different cultures require different ingredients. Some cultures, you can't use certain types of gelatin because they don't eat the animal, those types of animals from cow or pig. Haribo have adapted their recipes to cater to people in different countries where they don't eat those sorts of animals. Again, population density. If you sell garden equipment, then again, you're not going to look at high densely populated areas such as cities. You're going to look more towards your suburbs. And the reason why you're going to look more towards your suburbs is because in the suburbs, they're more likely to have a garden. If they're more likely to have a garden, that means that they're going to need lawn care. And if you sell lawn care, then that's who you should be targeting. So when it comes to segmenting the market by geographic location, what you need to do is understand who it is that you're trying to target and where you're trying to target them, and you understand the cultural differences. If you are focused solely on the local area that your business runs in, then what issues are you solving with that? So think about exactly how your company can solve those issues. It will help you stand out from your competitors, and it will make you the go-to company for your ideal target clients or customers. Why don't you have a go yourself at creating a geographic segmented avatar and see if you can actually get it to work for your business. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.